Hello friends, this is a quick little discussion of what we did during the wedding week. We stayed at Green Lakes State Park just outside of Syracuse, New York, Fayetteville, and I used to live there, so we used to go to this park all the time. And when I had the boys, every time we went there they'd come home with 12 or 15 ticks on them and I'd have to pick them off. And it was at one time the epicenter of Lyme disease for the whole Northeast. I'm not sure if that's still true or not. They've done some reduction in the deer population and some other things to try to quell the spread of Lyme disease. But it's an extremely popular park. It's a beautiful park. It's again one of President Roosevelt's Civilian Conservation Corps' gems that they built all this nice stuff. And in the last 5 years, I think they put about $3 million into the park to upgrade some of those structures, so they're still there, but they're now more modernized, and it's pretty impressive. So this is a real quick review of some of the stuff in the park, some of the things you can do around the park, and some of the things we did the week of the wedding. So this is a whole collage of junk. So not my usual thing, but I'll tell you, doing a wedding, traveling in the rain all the time, and dealing with camping and all the problems with reservations and stuff like that really can make a difference in your life. So my brain wasn't working all that great to do videos. Anyways, watch this little video and I'll give you some tips as it rolls along. All right, here it comes. Green Lakes has 3 campground areas that are different ages. This is the middle age one. It's the upper campground. I can't remember the name. I'll put it on the screen, I guess. But it was done sometime in the 70s, late 70s. This was put in, and on the other side of this, there's 2 parallel roads going down past the bathhouse here. The other side is all electric, and everything else is no hookups. So are we going to go up this road? Yes. See, now we go up the other road, which is parallel to what we just came down, and all these sites to the right are electric. So all the RVs and early reservation people grab these sites. It's very hard to get one of these sites, and it goes up around in its own little loop. But they're pretty close. They're like old-time RV sites. They're very close, and they do have electricity. Now, I don't know what the story is with this one tent, and there's another tent way back in the thing that have these electric sites. They must get these very early, but as you can see, most of the sites are travel trailers, fifth wheels, motor homes, big RVs that really want to have the electricity. And I believe these are 30 and 50 amp sites. So this is the middle oldest. The other campsite is the Pines area, and that is the original campground. And I used to camp there when I was 3. I remember distinctly camping at that campsite, and it was surrounded by cow fields, which are all gone, and the park has bought them up and expanded the park about 10 times. So it's a beautiful park with beautiful green space and lots of places for biking and running and all sorts of nice areas. Just to give you a quick look at some of the campgrounds are really close together, like these 2. Now if you're a friendly camper and you like neighbors, that's fine, but these campsites are really bad. Now jumping down to the beach area, this is a brand new bathhouse, changing house, It's on one side of the beach. The beach is so huge, there's one on the other side of the beach. We'll see that. But that's brand new, and that's pretty impressive. Brand new in the last 4 or 5 years. That's the old one over there. The beach is combed and taken care of. The park is utilized by all 3 of the Syracuse running clubs. They come and they have races, they have training, they have all sorts of things going on there almost every day of the week. They have seniors and juniors and everybody. The mother of all playgrounds. You got every type of jungle gym, merry-go-round and everything in there. Definitely keep the kids busy for a couple hours. The beach is huge. It probably easily holds 1,000 people, and it's all trucked in sand, and it's a nice shallow end of the lake. It's the end of the lake, and they built this humongous beach house 10 years ago, and it has everything in it. A huge infirmary, first aid station, bathrooms, lifeguard stations, changing stations, and on the end a little concession snack bar, and then there's a little room for meetings and things that you want to have congregations of people inside in air conditioning for. And this building, I believe, used to be the office for the park, and they have doubled the size of it. And it is now a great big beautiful meeting center that you can have weddings and stuff in. My nephew got married in here, and I think he had 30 or 40, 50 people. And then there are really nice paths around the lake, which are pretty big and well maintained. Although there are places where you'll find elaborate numbers of piles of different dogs. And of course, there's always runners. In this one corner of the lake, there's this reef that is a built-up area from bacteria, and it's pretty unique. The lake is a meromictic lake. It's a great big hole in the ground that goes down 300 or 400 feet, much deeper than any lake should be, and because of that, it's unique. There's only, I think, 4 or 5 of them in the whole world of these types of lakes that are plunge pools from glaciers digging these huge holes and filling them with water, and then the water does not ever mix. It's stratified, and so it's a very unique lake, and it has all this strange caves and things underneath. This might be a little better picture, but this is one of those coral reefs, but it's not coral, it's just an outcropping from the shore. Eel. Part of the love of this park is that I know a lot of trails that other people don't. They aren't marked. And they're probably pretty well used by people who know the park, but these go above the busy lakeside trails. Over. It really doesn't matter where we hike. He's always going to find a stick. And he was pretty proud of this one. I think he carried it for quite a long time. It kept hitting the trees on either side of the trail. I thought my nature-loving people would love to see these. These are stinkhorn fungus mushrooms, and they resemble body parts. But anyways, they're fairly rare, and they're pretty neat to see, but they do smell terrible when you see them. Well, good morning, folks. It's around 7 o'clock, and we are leaving Green Lakes. And you know, this is a real gem in the crown of New York state parks. I think Letchworth State Park and a few others are almost as good. The gorges down in the Finger Lakes are really nice, but they're really old. They've put $1 billion into this park in the last couple years, and they're expanding the electricity, they're expanding the pads, they've got trails for bikes and runners, they got new kayaks and canoes in the water in the lake, the golf course has been redone. It is a real gem. However, I can't really recommend it. Although I love this park, I used to live right next to it, used to spend all our time in here with the boys, and it is crowded. And I'll tell you, New York in August is awful anyways, because you got racetracks that are opening and betting, and you got the state fair that moves everybody around, and it's really some of the nicest weather. But it's real cold at night. Like this morning it was 50 degrees and it's real hot during the day. So it's a wide range of temperatures for people who like to sleep in the cold and work and run around in the hot. The campsites are so close together and they're really overused. They really need to shut down about every other one every year and let the grass grow back and let them get rehabilitated, because they're just really awful. There are probably 200 miles of running and biking trails and all sorts of beautiful trails. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a great place to come and visit. You got the Erie Canal Trail right across the road, so you can actually walk to it and walk that trail, which is pretty nice. But the fall's the best time to come, but they close October 1st. So, but beautiful showers, beautiful bathrooms. Oh, awesome shower this morning, and great dump stations and everything else. But so we move on to our next place. We're going to Ives Campground in Pennsylvania, and that's a Corps of Engineers. So stay tuned, subscribe. We'll watch that one, because that's a pretty cheap campground and it's a pretty low facilities, although it does have electric. So we're going to be recharging our batteries, which right now are at 55 after a night of running, and somehow we ran out of propane. And I really think I left the stove turned on, not the burner on, but there's a valve to hook up the stove, and I left that valve on and I think it might have leaked. So we're out of propane on one tank, but thankfully we've got the other tank. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Leave me a comment about what you think. Have you been to better parks, worser parks? And we'll see you on the road. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.